The recent impeachment attempt against federal Judge James Boasberg has sent shockwaves through the nation. Texas Republican Representative Brandon Gill, a staunch Trump ally, has ignited a firestorm by targeting Boasberg over ruling that temporarily halted the deportation of Venezuelan gang members. This high-stakes battle raises profound questions about the separation of powers, judicial independence, and the limits of executive authority. Gill's decision to file articles of impeachment against Boasberg has thrust the judge into the center of a political maelstrom. Critics see it as a blatant attempt to intimidate judges and undermine the judiciary's role as a check on executive power. They argue that Gill's actions set a dangerous precedent, potentially paving the way for a flood of politically motivated impeachments against judges who issue rulings that displease those in power. As the saga continues to unfold, its outcome could have far-reaching implications for the future of the judiciary and the very fabric of American democracy. Judge Boasberg's controversial ruling stemmed from a lawsuit filed by the ACLU and Democracy Forward on behalf of Venezuelan nationals facing imminent deportation. The lawsuit argued that the Trump administration had wrongly classified these individuals as gang members, denying them due process and potentially exposing them to danger upon return to their home country. Boasberg's decision to temporarily block their deportation while he reviewed the case set the stage for a major showdown between the judicial and executive branches. Central to the controversy was the Trump administration's invocation of the Alien Enemies Act, a rarely used law dating back to 1798. The Trump administration argued that the act's wartime provision applied to the fight against transnational gangs, justifying the expedited deportation of the Venezuelan nationals. However, Boasberg questioned the law's applicability outside of a declared war, expressing concern that the Trump administration was exceeding its authority and setting a dangerous precedent. The judge's decision to temporarily halt the deportations, pending a full review of the case, threw the Trump administration's immigration agenda into disarray. The Alien Enemies Act, a relic of America's early days, has been thrust into the spotlight thanks to the Boasberg-Trump clash. This law, passed during a period of heightened tensions with France, grants the president sweeping powers to detain and deport non-citizens considered enemy aliens during times of war. The Trump administration's attempt to invoke the Alien Enemies Act against individuals suspected of gang affiliation raised immediate red flags among legal scholars and civil liberties advocates. They argued that the law, designed for wartime scenarios, was being inappropriately applied to address domestic concerns, effectively bypassing established legal processes for deportation. Critics argue that such vagueness leaves the law open to abuse, potentially enabling the government to target individuals based on their political beliefs, national origin, or other protected characteristics. The controversy surrounding the Alien Enemies Act highlights the ongoing debate about the balance between national security and individual rights. President Trump, known for his fiery rhetoric, reacted to Boasberg's ruling with predictable fury. In a series of scathing posts on his social media platform, Truth Social, Trump unleashed a torrent of criticism against the judge, labeling him a radical left lunatic and accusing him of obstructing his administration's efforts to protect American citizens. He went so far as to demand the judge's immediate impeachment, accusing him of treasonous behavior and of putting the nation at risk by siding with dangerous criminals. Critics condemned Trump's attack on Boasberg as a dangerous assault on judicial independence, arguing that it undermined the fundamental principle of a separate judiciary free from political interference. They warned that such rhetoric could have a chilling effect on judicial decision-making, making judges less likely to rule against the executive branch, even in cases where the law is clearly on their side. Trump's demand for Boasberg's impeachment, though ultimately unsuccessful, highlighted the precarious state of judicial independence in an era of heightened political polarization. In a rare public rebuke, Chief Justice John Roberts pushed back against President Trump's attacks on Judge Boasberg and his calls for impeachment. Roberts, a staunch defender of judicial independence, issued a statement emphasizing that impeachment is not a tool to be wielded against judges who issue rulings that displease the executive branch. Judges are not politicians who can be removed at will, Roberts declared. underscoring the vital role of the judiciary as a check on executive power. He reminded the nation that the impeachment process is reserved for cases of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors, not for mere disagreements over legal interpretations. Roberts' statement served as a powerful defense of the judiciary's independence and a stark reminder that judges are not beholden to the whims of the president or any other political actor. The Chief Justice's intervention in the Boasberg controversy was a significant moment in the ongoing struggle to preserve the integrity of the American judicial system. The ACLU and Democracy Forward filed a lawsuit challenging the Trump administration's use of the Alien Enemies Act to deport Venezuelan nationals. They argued the administration violated due process rights and used flimsy evidence for gang designations. The case highlighted broader concerns about the administration's immigration policies. The Boasberg-Trump clash ignited a firestorm of commentary from across the political spectrum. Among the most vocal critics of Boasberg's ruling were tech mogul Elon Musk and White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, both prominent voices in conservative circles. Musk, known for his outspoken views on a range of issues, took to Twitter, his preferred platform for public pronouncements, to denounce Boasberg's decision as judicial activism at its worst. He accused the judge of substituting his own judgment for that of the executive branch and of jeopardizing national security by blocking the deportation of dangerous criminals. Leavitt, a staunch defender of the Trump administration's policies, echoed Musk's sentiments, accusing Boasberg of overstepping his authority and of hindering the government's ability to keep Americans safe. The criticisms leveled by Musk, Leavitt, and other conservative figures reflected a broader distrust of the judiciary among some segments of the American public. The impeachment attempt against Judge Boasberg, though ultimately unsuccessful, had far-reaching implications for the relationship between the judicial and executive branches. It underscored the fragility of judicial independence in an era of heightened political polarization and raised concerns about the potential for future attacks on the judiciary. The controversy also highlighted the deep divisions within American society over immigration policy and the use of executive power. While the Trump administration and its supporters argued that the deportation of the Venezuelan nationals was necessary to protect national security, critics viewed it as a xenophobic attack on immigrants and a violation of due process rights. In the aftermath of the Boasberg-Trump clash, legal experts and scholars engaged in vigorous debates about the proper scope of the Alien Enemies Act and the limits of presidential power. The Boasberg-Trump clash served as a stark reminder that the balance of power in American democracy is a delicate and constantly evolving one. The impeachment attempt against Judge Boasberg served as a stark reminder of the importance of an independent judiciary and the rule of law in a democratic society. The judiciary's ability to serve as a check on executive power and to protect the rights of all citizens, regardless of their political beliefs or backgrounds, is essential to the functioning of a free and just society. The controversy surrounding Boasberg's ruling also highlighted the need for ongoing dialogue and debate about the balance between national security and individual rights. While the government has a legitimate interest in protecting its citizens from threats, both foreign and domestic, it must do so in a manner that respects the Constitution and the rule of law. As the nation moves forward from the Boasberg-Trump clash, it is imperative that all branches of government, the executive, legislative, and judicial, work together to uphold the principles of democracy and to ensure that the rights of all citizens are protected. The future of justice in America depends on the continued commitment of its citizens and its leaders to the principles of democracy, the rule of law, and the protection of individual rights for all. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and share our video with your friends while you hit the subscription button for instant notification anytime we post a new video.